And the Zerg is getting a lot of damage done here. He might be able to take down this hatchery, which would really put GGPlay behind. And GGPlay fighting off with a few Zerglings too. GGPlay, oh, he lost that hatchery. That's going to hurt him. He's not going to have the same level of production that the Zerg is going to have. I am the Zerg. So, okay, there's some idle larva there. He might not have enough mineral intake at this point to really put up with Mutalisk, and now the layer is going up for the Zerg. So the Zerg a very smart strategy, I have to say. Although I don't see where his Zerglings are right now. I don't think he's producing enough Zerglings right now to counter. Oh, it looks like GGPlay is going in for the counter attack. He's going to see that spore, and oh, 2 spores. GGPlay can't really get in there with his Mutalisk. Very interesting, but GGPlay, because the Zerg is playing such a defensive game, GGPlay would probably be able to expand at this point. Looks like we're going to see a longer Zerg versus Zerg game. You usually don't see Zerg versus Zerg last more than 10 minutes, but because both guys are playing kind of defensively right now, I think we are going to see a longer one. GGPlay is still getting some Mutalisk out here. You might want to think about upgrading to a Greater Spire soon enough. Get a couple of Devourers out to deal with any kind of Mutalisk from the Zerg. I've only seen one Zerg versus Zerg game get to Greater Spire, and it was about 22 minutes long. It was just Devourers fighting Devourers. It was pretty funny. Here come a lot of Mutalisk. He's still committing to Mutalisk, so he's going to try to do a spore break here, is my guess. He's probably going to need a couple more Mutalisk before he breaks this spore colony, though. He is going in, trying to get some damage done and take out this hatchery. Even things up because the Zerg took out GGPlay's hatchery earlier. GGPlay actually trying to get some economic harassment there. With that spore colony there, it's just going to be so hard to get anything done with Mutalisk. He's trying, though. He's trying to get that hatchery, because if that hatchery goes down, it'll probably be curtains for the Zerg, because he's relying on his early 2 hatchery strategy right here. And there's GGPlay chasing some Zerglings. There's some Scourge out, so the Zerg's going to try to take out all of these Mutalisks. And GGPlay's really got to be careful here with those Scourge around. There's another hatchery finally going down for GGPlay, and I thought GGPlay was going to destroy those Overlords with Scourge for a second. He's still waiting around here. I think he's going to try to snipe the next Mutalisk that come out. And there's GGPlay expanding. Since the Zerg is playing defensively, expanding probably is the best way to go. There's the Zerg. He spotted it. And still a lot of Scourge roaming around here. And the Zerg is trying to put together a Mutalisk force of his own. He's got a very strong main there, but he's not going to be able to branch out as much as GGPlay, definitely. GGPlay is finally getting some Scourge out as well, trying to keep that air superiority because he's had that since the beginning. There is GGPlay going out with, going to put down some more gas here. Usually, when you expand in Zerg versus Zerg, you usually don't mine minerals from your expansion unless it gets really, really late game, like 20 minutes in. Usually just mine gas so you can keep up the production of Mutalisks and work towards a Greater Spire. There's the Zerg still hanging out his base. You almost never see Zergs play defensively in Zerg versus Zerg. And GGPlay is just grouping such a large force here. I honestly not sure who's going to win at this point. I'd say GGPlay, if he can keep this expansion, he's definitely going to be ahead. Because the Zerg, I mean, there's only so much gas in the map. He's going to have to expand eventually. There's GGPlay taking out a couple Zerglings. I think GGPlay does outnumber the Zerg as far as Mutalisk count. And there's still a lot of Scourge left for the Zerg. GGPlay's really got to be careful when he takes on this force. There's the Zerg is still falling back to his base. It's very interesting. I guess he's still reeling from his loss the other day against another Zerg. And now it looks like the Zerg is taking his natural expansion as well. Wow. Okay, so GGPlay still outnumbers the Zerg as far as the Mutalisk count. There haven't been any giant Mutalisk air battles yet. So if this goes any longer, we are going to see greater spires from both players. So it's very, very interesting. I wasn't expecting it to go this long. I'm looking at the count right now, and we're 13 minutes in. Wow. It's usually over in about 9 minutes. And neither player is committing to an attack right now. Whew, this is such a weird game. You see, there is a gas going down at the natural expansion of the Zerg. And GGPlay is still hanging around his base here. Neither player really wants to commit to an attack, mostly because of the Scourge. The Scourge could really screw a player over if they decide to attack and they're out of position. Especially if GGPlay attacks the main, he'll be attacked by Support Colonies, Mutalisk, and Scourge. And that could just wipe out his force. And that's a little bit too dangerous at this point. But GGPlay is going in for an attack right now. He has such a big fleet of Scourge. The Zerg can't do much about this. You see, he does have Scourge of his own, but GGPlay his micro is probably good enough to take out those Scourge. Here comes the big battle. Man, a ton of Scourge in here. The Zerg just being eaten up there. And GGPlay is going to take out this hatchery. There's nothing the Zerg can do about it. Unless he has backup Scourge on the way. So that's a failed venture from the Zerg. And the Zerg is trying to take out some Overlords right now. Stop that production, but GGPlay knows where the Mutalisks are now. GGPlay destroying this is Zerg's last Mutalisk. And now he's going in for the Spore Break. He doesn't even care anymore. He's going in for the Spore Break. Probably going to bring in some Scourge to take care of those Mutalisks from the Zerg as well. Scourge everywhere. GGPlay doesn't care. He's going for a Spore Break. He's going to destroy this main. GGPlay wins this one. GGPlay's been playing great recently. I've been very impressed by his play and very unimpressed by the Zerg defensive ZVZ. Give me a break. Except for his fruity shirt, I'd say GGPlay is pretty badass at this point. It'll be interesting to see if he can work his way up like he did in the Dom OSL. He made it to the finals and 5 of the best games I've ever seen against Iris. So this has been Nuke. I will be moving on to Luxury versus Lita. And then tomorrow, Firebat Hero versus versus Jadong. Epic rematch. See you then.